This is Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by former unified world champion, big influence on the sport as well, Olympic silver medalist. I could go on and on, but we haven't got the
Thanks,
time to list all your accolades. Amir King Khan, how you doing, mate?
I'm doing really well, thanks. Just obviously spending time with the family. Retired life is it's going well. I'm enjoying knowing that. Just last night I was. It's like I woke up in the middle of the night thinking, oh man, in the next couple of months I have to get back into training again. I put some weight on, and but now I don't have to think about that. But really, it did kind of scare me this morning when I woke up. I thought, damn, I got training camp coming soon, and because boxing has been all around. It's been everything in my life, and it's all I know. And now to know that it's over with, so when I woke up properly and I thought, you know what, that was a bit of a scare to me, really, when that knowing to go back in training camp. So it made me realize that, look, maybe the last couple of years in the sport, I wasn't really enjoying it. I was mainly just because I had to do it. It's like something I've always done and I can never turn away from it. So, but I'm glad I'm retired now and just enjoying life. And now a boxing fan and enjoying other fights. And yeah.
Good stuff. What does kind of day to day look like for you at the moment? What is your schedule, if you like?
Yeah, so my schedule normally wake up in the morning. The missus does my head in saying, let's hit the gym together. I'm like, no, I don't want to train for a couple of weeks. Couldn't believe it. Like, she's like, you was a professional fighter. You used to always train, and now you don't want to train at all. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you need to get in the gym with me, So she started the gym. Obviously, wants me to go in gym with her and all that. I wake up in the morning, just chill, have my breakfast, spend time with the kids. The kids will pick them from school, take them out for a little while, take them on I got a buggy here in Dubai, so I take them on a buggy ride. They love the buggy ride. Take them to the shop, get a few sweets and chocolates for them, and then just come home. They do the homework. I help them with the homework and everything. Read them a book, and then before you know it, it's like 7-8 p.m. when they go to bed. And but other than that, I don't have much to do. Look, I do all my media stuff. I've got filming for Meet the Khans season 3. So I'm doing stuff like that. I do a lot of commentating with Sky, and so yeah, but then you do get some days where you get a phone call saying you need to meet this guy. This is what we're doing, and obviously then you're meeting a sheikh from Abu Dhabi. Recently the guy from Abu Dhabi, he called me, and I must miss his call, and then the day after I called him back, and guess who answers the phone? Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn goes, hi. And I said, I recognize his voice straight away. And I was just returning the call back. And it was quite nice to then hear that Eddie, it was the same day when he announced that fight in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it was with the Sheikh of Abu Dhabi who put the money down for the fight. So, I just keep myself busy with stuff like that, really, and I'm back in the UK next week. I was thinking of going to the Conor Benn and Eubank fight, but at the moment, I don't know about my days. I'm working out the days if I can make it there because I've got some commitments. So, yeah.
Well, talking of that fight, obviously, it's not welterweight, which is your old division, but you've got experience yourself in stepping up the weights for big fights. What did you make of this fight when it was first announced? It kind of came out of the blue, but seemed to make sense as well.
Yeah, look, it's a massive fight because I think it definitely makes sense. If you look back in history, their fathers fought each other. It was such a magnificent fight. They still had that bit of ego in between them. They don't really see eye to eye. There's still that little bit of problem. And now it's passed on to the kids. The kids have met. They look both Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. I think, in my opinion, they're probably in the same level at the moment before they hit that world title level. And yeah, definitely, there's going to be a lot of talk about this fight. But at the same time, they're both going to have that in them, that they want to win this fight because it goes all the way back to their fathers' days of fighting. So I think it's going to be an exciting fight. You could see that. I've been watching Ben train on Instagram. He looks really strong, really good. But then you've got Eubank on the other hand, who seems very confident, very laid back, very chill, not showing too much. So I just hope that Eubank's going to come into this fight knowing that it's going to be a dangerous fight, because Conor Benn not coming into this fight think it's going to be walking the park. I'm only doing it for the paycheck. He has bigger goals that he wants to reach and he wants to look at. So I just feel that Conor's taking this fight more seriously, which I think then may lean more. I mean, lean more towards him to win this fight as well that way.
You obviously went up in weight to fight Canelo. It was a catch weight, but still a lot higher than you were used to fighting at.
Yeah.
How challenging was that in terms of putting on the weight in the right way?
So, it was very challenging. I mean, look, putting on the weight was quite easy, really. I mean, really, to be honest with you, I didn't have to lose any weight. I just had to turn that into muscle and kind of just keep working at that high intensity, but at the same time, eating a lot more, having more calories put into your body and making sure you hold that weight. So, yeah, making weight is easy, but it's just the hydration after that. See, I didn't have no choice but let Canelo hydrate to whatever he wanted. I heard he walked into the ring just under 190 pounds, whereas I only walked into the ring at 160 pounds under. So about 157 I was. And I think the hydration is the key, where you have to make sure that your opponent is not rehydrating to a crazy amount of weight, because I mean, I think they have a limit, don't they, on this fight?
Yeah, there's a rehydration clause, rumored to be £5 by the next morning, I think.
Oh, £5 the next one. I mean, look, Conor probably knows that he naturally is a bigger guy when he goes into the ring at 147. He probably walks around at 160, 165 into the ring. So I think it'll work more for Conor this fight because of the weight and stuff. But then again, I mean, I'm sure Eubank is a professional now and he knows that how to make weight. He's got the right nutritionist on board. He's got the right team on board. Is there going to be so I guess that the rehydration clause is going to be in the morning.
Yeah, the next morning. Yeah. So I think from what they've said, no one's confirmed it officially, but they've said rumors is £5 from the weigh-in to the next morning.
Yeah. So £5. I mean, look, we know that Eubank's gonna have a lot of problem making that weight, but then £5 is not much really. But then if he's allowed to eat whatever he wants throughout the whole day, then till the fight, I think that could be more work on his favor more. But look, I think it's gonna be a fight where they're both gonna go toe to toe, and it's gonna be a war. Honestly, like you can see they don't like each other. Conor, I see, doesn't have no respect for Eubank, and Eubank wants to show him that he wants him to respect him. So they both kind of come out guns blazing. I think from the starting of the bell, probably the first 30 seconds is going to be slow, but after that, boom, it's going to go off. It's going to be an exciting fight, and I think there's going to be a lot of leather thrown in that fight.
You had an opponent in your career, whether amateur or pro, where it's got personal on your side, where you've actually disliked the person?
I mean, I think at the time, Paulie Malignaggi.
Okay.
He never really gave me that respect. And he thought that I'm coming to USA and it's the first fight I'm having. And obviously there was a bit of pushing there at the press conference and everything. And he always kind of put me down. I mean, so did Zab Judah. I mean, Phil Greco when I came back. So obviously, yeah, you do have that. I mean, Danny Garcia was another one. Yeah, and I think no, I'm a little bit more wiser. If someone ever tries to get under my skin, I'll be totally different. But with Conor and Eubank, I think it's still early in the game where they're hitting that top level, and I think they are top level, both of them, but they've not hit that peak yet. You know what I mean? They've still got a bit to go to hit that peak where they're going to be fighting in front of the big crowds and they're fighting in front of the American audience and everything else. So I think this is the right fight for them, because whoever wins this fight then goes to that next level. And I think a fight like this, a caliber, and with all that's been talked about and how much they hate each other, is only going to help them in the future for bigger fights.
And people have talked about what Conor Benn's future could look like if he wins against Eubank. If you'd have got the victory over Canelo, do you think you'd have still gone back down to welterweight, or do you think you might have stayed at kind of light middle or something like that?
I probably wouldn't, but maybe light middle, but then probably gone down to probably welterweight again, because there's still a lot of big fights at welterweight. Yeah, I think sometimes it's very dangerous putting all that weight on as well. Even though, look, I think it was that fight where probably I was at my peak, and then after that fight, I could see that making weight become harder. I could have put muscle on, You know, it wasn't easy for me to put muscle on and stuff like that because obviously body's not producing that much testosterone and we're getting older. So things kind of started to change. But yeah, and I had 2 years out before even going back in the ring and fighting again after the Canelo fight. So yeah, but look, the good thing about this is both fighters are young, they're both fresh. Even if either of them lose, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. They can still come back and make a name for themselves, taking their own path. It doesn't mean that whoever loses this fight is done from the sport and we give up on them. No, I think first of all, both British fighters, and we have to respect two British fighters taking that fight on, and we for British boxing, it's a winner. We've got to win. Both of them are winners for us, and so we just hope that they learn from this fight and go on to the biggest stage, go into America, and bringing back world titles for us. You know.
It's a pay-per-view event, one of the first ones on DAZN. They've had others before, but this is the first in the UK as a traditional boxing fight that's on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Is it a pay-per-view fight in your opinion, given the legacy and the history of their dads and so on?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the storyline, I'm not really seeing much about it. Look, on DAZN, they're not really promoted. Like, look, Sky have a different platform. When they promote something, they promote it to a different level. And I saw that with my fight with Kell Brook, where a lot of people thought it was well over past its best and well overdue, you know. But still, it made a lot of noise everywhere you walk. People were talking about that fight. This fight should have been like that, but I just feel that the fighters didn't really get the same recognition that they should have got for this fight because of the platform they was on. And no disrespect to the zone, but I just feel that not every household has the zone. Now, when it goes on pay-per-view, people are going to be like, okay, shall we buy it? Nowadays, people have so many different sources of going onto some internet and downloading it from different ways. But I don't know how much is it going to be.
I think it's £20 for the pay-per-view, and obviously a DAZN subscription's £8 or $7.99 a month, I think.
Yeah. So I think look, with what we're going through in the UK, there's a lot of problems, and financially people are not how they were a couple of years ago. So I think it could be problems on that, people buying the fight. But I still feel that the fight can still get you around about 250,000 buys. I think if it's 250, I think it's good. But let's see. I mean, it is a big fight. If it was on a different platform, I think it would have been even bigger with the promotion and everything else. Because once you start putting their fathers together, when you start putting where the history comes from, because not a lot of people, maybe not a lot of people know how this fight came about, but it starts from the fathers, you know. So yeah, it would have been a massive one.
And then when it comes to the crunch in the ring, opening bell rings, what are you expecting? And if I can press you for a prediction, obviously.
Prediction will be very hard to give, but I just feel that I think Conor starting the bell will jump forward and go for that early stoppage. I think Conor will try to get early stoppage, but remember, he's never been down. Has Eubank? Eubank can take a hell of a shot. You know what I mean?
Great chin.
So he's got a great chin. Yeah. So I just feel that this is a little one, Elena. So yeah, I just feel that Conor's going to come forward, kind of try to blast him out because Conor is a good finisher. We've seen that with a lot of power, bangs with both hands. But then when it comes down to maybe the later round, I think he will go probably around. If he doesn't get him out early, which I don't think he will, I think Eubank will try to box him, keep him long. Eubank will be the boxer and Conor will be the pressure fighter. But then if I know for a fact that if Eubank catches him with a good shot and thinks he's hurt him, he'll go for the kill. So it's a hard fight to call, but I don't think I mean, it could go. I can't see going the distance really. No, I can't see it because I just feel like that much bad blood in this fight that they don't want to see it go distance. Someone rather get knocked out. Like Conor would be like, I'd rather get knocked out than go a distance with him. You know, I'd rather give it my all. So it's a hard fight to call really, but I don't think you go a distance. But you don't know who's gonna win. Look, it depends which Ben and which Eubank turn up for the fight. So,
all right, we'll let you off without a prediction. Although if we see you during fight week, we might ask again.
If you need me for a fight week, I might get a little bit more because I'm in the UK from next week. So if you're gonna call me, then maybe I might be a little bit more. Well, look, when you're sitting around friends and they're talking about the fight. See, I'm in Dubai at the moment, and not a lot of people are talking about this fight because they don't know much about it. But in the UK, I'm sure people are talking about it over there. So when I'm sat around friends, we start talking, then maybe I might get a better indication on who to predict for this fight.
All right, I'm
But
going
I
to hold
wish
you to
both
that.
fighters all the very best. I know them really well, and I wish them all the very best. And it's good that they're taking this fight on, because to be honest with you, I'd say it's such early part of their career, because the winner obviously is going to go into a different level, but the loser could really be forgotten about. So it's credit to them for taking this fight.
Great stuff. Amir, always appreciate your time. Hopefully catch up more in fight week, and yeah, keep enjoying retirement. It obviously suits you.
Thank you very much, man. Take care.